Hello there, everyone. Today, I would like to unbox something that arrived in the mail a little bit over a month ago, but I have yet to actually open it because during the month of October, there were just more pressing things that kept taking priority, such as the Mortal Kombat 1 release, and then I got a review code from Square Enix, so I had to cover that game, and then after that, the Tekken 8 closed beta test was live, and I obviously had to cover that while it was active. But now, after all those things are done, I can finally sit down and open this box, which you can see has the Capcom logo on it because this is from Capcom. And you might be wondering what is inside. Well, I actually am considering this video sort of a sequel to my previous unboxing video in which I unboxed some of the Tezuka Cross Capcom stuff from the Tezuka Cross Capcom art exhibit collaboration thing from Japan, because in that video it was, as far as I could tell, the first ever time that any of the Tezuka Cross Capcom stuff was actually documented in video form, at least in an English speaking video. And likewise now, as far as I can tell, this is going to be the only English documentation ever of the stuff that is in here in this box. So, excuse the lack of production quality, but I don't consider the production quality an issue here because I'm kind of running a monopoly, at least until somebody else decides to make their own video about this. So I'm treating this as a very casual show and tell type video, just like my last unboxing. And if you haven't watched that, you should go check out that video as well. Because if you're interested in this sort of thing, I think you would be interested in that as well. But anyways, what is in this? Well, let me preface with a little story time. Over a month ago, I was going to say a little bit over a month ago because that's when this box came in, but it was actually further back than that because obviously before this came in, I had to order it, but it was actually a pre-order. So before pre-ordering this thing, I saw one day on the official Capcom artwork page, the Twitter page, that they shared some art that I had never seen before. It was art of some Capcom characters, but they were on playing cards. It was playing card type artwork. And at a glance, I just assumed that it was maybe one of the artists doing it for fun or something like that. But no, these were actually, upon looking into it a bit further, I actually learned that these were actually real playing cards from a real playing card set that you could order or pre-order at the time. So I pre-ordered them, and not only did I pre-order the set of playing cards, but I also pre-ordered some things that came along with the playing cards, came along with the series, if you will, these acrylic keychains. And the acrylic keychains are keychains of the card art from the playing card set, specifically the cards with the actual Capcom characters on them, right? Those would be the cards you would want to have as a keychain. I ordered, I don't remember how many I ordered. I think I ordered 3 of them, but the catch is you could not choose which of the characters you wanted. They're random as far as I can tell. I mean, they're not truly random. It's not real RNG because an actual person has to actually grab them and put them in a box, right? But you could not choose. So it's completely left to fate, whichever ones I got. So there's a little bit of a gotcha element here, a little bit of a randomness element here. So I actually don't know which of the characters are on the acrylic keychains here. I actually have a list open. Before I open it, I will go through them and see what are the possible options, and I'll put them on screen in the video as well so you guys can see what they are. But we have a set of Red Earth cards, including Leo, Tessa, and Kenji. And we have a set of Street Fighter cards, including M. Bison, Chun-Li, and Ryu. I think the Ryu on this is kind of weird because even though the art is really cool looking, it looks as if he's in more of an Aikido pose than a karate pose. But maybe Ryu is picking up Aikido on the side or something. And then after that, we have a set of Darkstalkers cards. I was trying to decide if I should say Vampire Savior or Darkstalkers. I'll say Darkstalkers with Dimitri, Morrigan, and Donovan with Anita. And most excitingly to me, there's a set of Cyberbots characters with Jin Saotome, Devilot, and Bao and Mao. And then lastly, there's a set of 2 instead of a set of 3, which is another Street Fighter character, and it's Akuma, but there are 2 different versions of Akuma. One is a more typical Akuma, and the other one is Akuma with his Street Fighter V hair. And I'm actually okay with getting any of these cards other than the Street Fighter V hair Akuma, because I just think, I've always thought that Akuma's hair from Street Fighter V is just super goofy. But I like all of these characters, so I actually don't really care which one I get, so long as I don't get the Street Fighter V Akuma hair, or Street Fighter V hair Akuma. At least hope all 3 of them aren't that, right? That's actually why I bought more than one, because as I said, I like all of these characters, so I only really wanted to buy 1 keychain, but I was worried that if I bought 1 keychain, as fate would have it, it would be the Street Fighter V hair Akuma, so I decided to buy 3 just to be safe. And I'm wondering if the person filling up the box, when they saw that I had ordered 3, I wonder if they would deliberately try to make it a full set, right? If I were the person doing it, I would consider that, because I wouldn't want to give somebody duplicates. So I would try to give them, well, on one hand, you could try to give them a full set of 3, as in like all of the Cyberbots characters, for example. But on another sense, with another philosophy, you might want to do 1 of each set, right? So like a Cyberbots character, a Darkstalkers character, and a Street Fighter character, so that way you can cover your bases, because you don't know what kind of, you don't know which series the person buying likes the most, right? So you might want to kind of do a shotgun approach that way. So I'm really curious to see what we have in here. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so, but if I remember it, I'm just going to bring it up as I go, because again, this is kind of a casual video. I'm going to be doing very minimal editing here, and once I open this thing up, I can't do any retakes, right? Because it is an unboxing. So let's open it. Oh yeah, also, okay, I remembered what I was going to say. I'm really glad this thing actually arrived in the mail, because part of me wasn't entirely confident that it would actually get here after I paid for it. I had already accepted that, and I accepted the risk, and I thought it was worth it, right? Because even though I ordered this from the Capcom store, the Capcom Creators Label store, when I tried buying it from that site, it's in Japanese, and apparently from that site, they only ship to Japan. So I had to actually go through a third-party website, and the third-party website essentially orders it from the Capcom store for you, and that third-party website will ship it to you. So there's a middleman, so I had to actually pay an additional fee for the middleman to get it here. And on this third-party website, the way in which I had to enter my address was kind of unconventional, and I wasn't able to fill it out perfectly. So I just gave extra information and gave some redundant information and entered some things multiple times just to be safe. And so I was thinking, if a computer was reading this, if the reading of it and the shipping of it was entirely down to some kind of computerized system, it might be a little confused, but I wrote enough information down that if an actual human were to look at it, they could figure it out. So it looks as if a human with some level of common sense actually did get to read it, because it did end up arriving here in one piece, right? Or at least I think it's in one piece. I haven't opened it yet. So if you guys are going to order some yourself, I'll include links in the description. I don't know if they're still available. I think they sold out pretty quickly, but they might have restocked them. But just keep in mind that when you try ordering them, it'll take you to a third-party website, and you have to do a little bit of translating. I mean, obviously you can use auto-translate, but the auto-translate isn't super good, so you might need to manually translate some things. But if you're wondering if it's legit, it actually is legit, apparently, because it did arrive here. So finally, let me open this up. I know that was a long intro, but I really wanted to give the context for this sort of thing, because I think the context is what makes this video actually interesting. So I'll use scissors here. I know it's not on screen right now, but I'm just going to cut the tape off screen. And then once the tape is cut, I will open the box itself on screen. So I'm past the point of no return in terms of the retaking the video. The tape on here is done in a way I don't see very often. Okay. Now all the tape is gone. Looks to be some kind of order form. Yeah, on the order form, it looks as if I had ordered 3 of the keychains. So that would corroborate what I was remembering. Okay. It looks as if this is the pack of playing cards. Okay, and it does look as if the acrylic keychains, fortunately for the sake of making this video entertaining, are wrapped individually. So let's start with the set of playing cards. Here is one side of the box, and I will be including images, actual official images of this, so that way you guys can see what the artwork actually looks like in a higher resolution, and also seeing all of the cards laid out, or at least as many as they're willing to show on a store page. So I'm going to open this up and show you guys the cards within. For collectability's sake, I think normally I would keep this sort of thing sealed, especially since I already know what all the artwork is. But for the sake of the video and for the sake of documentation, I think I want to open all of them up. Because, again, I have not seen any bit of footage or photographs of these things outside of the photos on the actual official store page. So I think this is official Bicycle, right? I don't think they could use the name otherwise. And you can see on the sticker here, it says the US Playing Card Company. So it's kind of interesting seeing something as Japanese as Capcom collaborating with something as American as Bicycle. I don't know if I was particularly sure about Bicycle being a US thing before today, but it says the US Playing Card Company, so I think Bicycle definitely is a US thing. So it's always cool when you see a super Japanese thing collaborating with a super Western thing, right? At least I like that sort of thing. I would like to open this without damaging the box too much. So I don't know if I should peel the sticker off or if I should cut it. I'm sure there are people that collect Bicycle playing cards out there, and they probably have an actual modus operandi to opening these things, and they might be cringing if they're watching my video. So if you know anything like that, leave it down in the comments. Yeah, the box is kind of glossy, so I don't think the sticker is leaving much of a residue. There's a little bit of a residue. There's a little bit of damage to the paper. Just for reference for anybody getting this. You can see there's a little bit of damage to the paper here from peeling the sticker off. So I don't know if that's how you're normally supposed to do it. It's also kind of a shame to have to peel the sticker off when the sticker says the US Playing Card Company. So again, I don't know if Bicycle card collectors value that sort of sticker as sort of an official seal of approval or something. But had to open it somehow. And please don't judge my shuffling skills because it has been a very long time since I have shuffled cards. But I don't need to show off every card super close up. But I will just show you specifically at least the cards with actual characters on them. Also, I have very sweaty hands, so I don't want to be holding on to them too long because my sweat could damage them potentially. But Akuma is a Joker. I could just set the deck down and then grab them off. Yeah, so Akuma is a Joker, a Yokester. Non-Street Fighter V Harakuma, also a Yokester. And the aces are not an actual character per se. Here is a symbol of a sword, which is supposed to represent Red Earth. That's obviously Red Earth because it's a sword and you have lion teeth around the sword, right? Also, the back of the cards, this design right here. I really like the palette. Focus. I think it's the same art. Yeah, it's already... I already showed it off. It's the same art as what's on the box. There we go. Sort of a floral design here. I like the palette, and I kind of like that at a glance. It's not necessarily related to any one Capcom franchise in particular. So it's almost as if this playing card set artwork has its own unique identity despite just being characters from pre-existing franchises, right? So the spades, here's a 2 of spades, and underneath the 2, it looks as if the the spades have the Red Earth symbol, right? See that? See the sword? The handle of the sword being the, if you think about the spade as a leaf, then the stem of the leaf is the handle on the sword. See that? So I don't need to show off the other spades if they all look like that. Yeah, so all the spades look like that. In fact, actually, the 3 of spades has a spade in the middle with the Red Earth design. So I'll go through the spades. So now we are on Kenji. And Tessa. Wow, the Tessa art is really good. Tessa's the queen. Here is Leo. From Red Earth. I like how the lines from the swords kind of create a Z pattern across the reflection axis here. Well, not a Z pattern, but just a letter Z, right? A zigzag. Okay, here's an ace with the Cyberbots symbol. Instead of this one just being a 2D design of a sword, this is the head of the Blodia. I think this one is sick. That one's awesome. In fact, I'm wearing the Blodia shirt right now. I love Cyberbots, if you couldn't tell. So that one's pretty cool. And it looks as if the diamonds? Oh yeah, so you can see Ace of Diamonds is Blodia, right? So the diamonds are Cyberbots themed, but I guess they couldn't really make a miniature version of Blodia's face. So for the miniature version of the symbol, it doesn't actually have Blodia's face on it. It's just a more minimalist design here. See that? But it does still look sort of mechanical. See that? It does still look a little bit mechanical. So they might just want it to be evocative of machinery. Now we are on Bao and Mao. They are a pair in Cyberbots in that if you pick them as the pilot, they are both inside of the cockpit. I think it's crazy that we got official new Cyberbots art. Here is Devilot with her 2 assistants behind her. I forgot their names, but I love their designs. And Jean Saotome with the cherry blossoms around the border. M. Bison, or Dictator, if you want to be a bit more universal with the name. And Chun-Li, who is wearing not what you usually see her wearing. I think this is an original dress design. It looks very good. And then we have Ryu. Like I said, he's in sort of an Aikido pose. That might be some kind of transitional stance in karate. But as someone who's at least a little bit familiar with karate, not Shotokan karate, which is what Ryu practices, but as someone that's familiar with some other style of karate, I don't really recognize that pose. But it must be referencing something in real life, right? Unless Ryu literally did just take up Aikido just for this playing card set. Also has a bit of a dragon behind him with the scales, just part of its body. Obviously, referencing his name and also his moves, well, specifically the Shoryuken, right? Dragon Punch. And I think the clovers are the Street Fighter. Yeah, the clovers are the Street Fighter themed shapes. I haven't seen the Street Fighter Ace yet, so I don't know what the full design of the clover is supposed to be. But it has some swirls, maybe somewhat reminiscent of a Shoryuken, right? Because the Shoto characters have to do sort of a spiral as they're doing the Shoryuken, so maybe that's where they got that idea. Looking through the clubs, I mean the clovers. Wait. Yeah, clubs are clovers. Why did I call them clovers earlier? Okay, here is the full Ace design of the Street Fighter clubs. And it still has the swirly design, right? But one of them in particular looks as if it's the dragon tail, which is present in Ryu's design, which I think is a pretty good use of it. Now we are on the Darkstalkers, which are the hearts. And here is Dimitri. And as we can already see, it looks as if the heart design for Darkstalkers are wings, which is a pretty obvious choice because of, you know, the vampires that can turn into bats, or Morrigan with her wings. And here is Morrigan with some kind of hood, which I think is interesting because I don't recall any official Morrigan artworks with her wearing a hood of any kind. See that? Maybe not an actual hood, but maybe a shawl or whatever it's called. Very nice. I bet a lot of people are hoping they get the Morrigan card if they order one of those acrylic keychains. Here's Dimitri, or Donovan and Anita. I might have accidentally called Dimitri Donovan earlier, but the vampire, well, the full vampire, the bad guy is Dimitri. This guy is Donovan. The Dompier and Anita. I actually recently bought the Blu-ray for the Darkstalkers OVA, by the way. So these characters particularly are in recent memory for me. As I said, as I already showed you on another card, the hearts are Darkstalkers themed with the wings. Pretty obvious choice. That one writes itself a lot more easily than making Street Fighter the swirlies or Cyberbots being a diamond. Oh, here is the Ace of Hearts. Very nice. And that is all of them. So let me get these back together. And put them back in the box. So now that you guys have seen all of the specific character designs, let me open up the keychains. Again, I hope at least one of them is a Cyberbots character, and I would be okay with anybody other than the Street Fighter V hair Akuma. But even if I get that, that's fine because I have two other ones, right? So just hopefully they aren't all Street Fighter V hair Akuma. This is their packaging. And on the back side, it shows you what you can get. It seems as if these things are made to maybe be sold like at a cash register or something. I don't know if these are sold anywhere outside of the actual Capcom store in Japan. But even if they only are sold in the Capcom store, these might be by the cash register or something like that, right? So here goes the first one. There's no way to tell by feeling it because they're all in the shape of a rectangle, I'm pretty sure. I was also thinking if I do end up getting a Street Fighter one, I could attach it. Well, it doesn't even have to be a Street Fighter one, but I was thinking I could attach one of these things to my snack box and it sort of act as a good luck charm for when I'm playing Street Fighter 6. Obviously, if it's a Street Fighter keychain, that would be more thematic. But even if it's just Darkstalkers or Red Earth or Cyberbots, those are all fighting games. And I use my snack box for as many fighting games as possible, so that would still be fitting. Okay, so let's see what it is. Oh, it looks like it's a Red Earth. I forgot to tell you guys. Not only are these acrylic keychains, but they come with a little stand. So you can display them upright if you want. So you can stick a corner of this card into the stand and it's displayed diagonally a little bit standing up. So I don't see the backside yet, but it looks as if the stand is a Red Earth themed spade. So what Red Earth character is it? Leo. We got the main character. We got my favorite character from Red Earth, or at least my favorite character to play as. I actually had never been able to play Red Earth before the Capcom Fighting Collection, which is the main reason why I was super happy about that game being released, because I had always wanted to play Red Earth, but before the Capcom Fighting Collection, it was an arcade-only game, and so I could only ever just wonder what the game played like. And when the Capcom Fighting Collection came out, I streamed it, and the main thing that I was prioritizing was playing Red Earth, and I finally got to play it, but I'm still very confused about that game because I could not figure out or understand how a lot of its mechanics worked, because if you don't know, Red Earth is an RPG fighting game. And it's incredibly unique because of that. But I need to go back to that game and actually figure out how a lot of its stuff works, because I'm very intrigued by it, but I lack the actual appreciation that I would want to have for the game because it's so weird and unique. But Leo is my favorite character from the game. And so I'm glad we got that one. So I'm already happy, right? I don't particularly care what the other two are because I already got one that I really like. But again, I kind of hope we get a Cyberbots one. Let's see. But again, I was thinking maybe the person, well, I was going to say, like I said originally, I was thinking maybe the person filling this box up would specifically pick out all three from a set. But now knowing how they're packaged, there's no way the person could have done that, right? So they literally just had to grab three. So they're not specifically going to be a full set. They could be, but it would just be a coincidence, right? Okay. I didn't mean to do it at first, but I kind of like pulling it out where I see only the franchise first, and then I get to see which specific character. So another Red Earth character. I have not seen the front yet. Another Red Earth character. Is it going to be another Leo, or is it going to be one of the other two? Oh, we got Kenji. I wonder if the third is going to be Tessa. That would be maybe a crazy coincidence, maybe not a coincidence. Maybe the way these things were stored, they weren't actually properly shuffled or something. But I think it would be pretty cool if we could get the full Red Earth set. Nice. I actually love ninja characters. You guys might not realize it because I always play like big burly grappler types in fighting games, but I actually really do like ninja characters. I just don't really particularly care about playing ninja characters in fighting games. But games that are just about being a ninja, like Shinobi, I always really like games like that. So I actually am a huge ninja fan. You just might not realize it from watching me play fighting games. Also, I love how on Kenji's design, even though he's just pretty much a typical ninja, he has essentially a Gundam V-fin on his head. I always appreciated that part of his character design. Anyways, last one. Maybe I should have ordered more of these things. It's kind of addicting opening them up like this. Let's see. Which franchise? Red Earth again. I've not seen the front. You think it'll be Tessa? We got the full Red Earth set. We got a full set. Wow. The skeptic in me makes me think that that's not a coincidence. It makes me think that maybe the way these things were stored, they were stored in order and they weren't properly shuffled, but it could be a coincidence, right? Either way, I think it's cool we got a full set. Let me show a closer view of this. So, like I said, I was originally wanting to maybe put one of these on my snack box as sort of a good luck charm, but now knowing that I have a full set, I kind of want them to stay together. So I might just display all three of them close together. so that way I don't have to separate any of them from each other. Come on. There we go. Ooh. Oh. There we go. Wow. I think that's really good Tessa art. Well, obviously, all of the art in this set is good. But I think it's particularly striking to see an official Tessa redesign. Maybe not a full-on redesign, but, you know, it's an original costume design. A lot more detailed than what you see in the game. Yeah, that's really nice. I also like how the staff she's holding runs parallel to the border of the art right here. Really nice color palette, too. So here they are all together. I specifically ordered 3, not only because I wanted to avoid getting only a Street Fighter V hair Akuma, but I also ordered 3 so that way there was a chance that I could get a full set, and lo and behold, it paid off. Like I said, though, opening these was kind of more addicting than I thought, so assuming they aren't sold out, I might try to buy more also so I could get some Cyberbots characters as well, because I would really like to get one of those. I should order at least, if I'm going to order more though, I should order at least 3. So that way I have, again, a chance of getting a full set. Maybe I could get the full Cyberbot set. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about these things in the comments. Let me know if you even knew about them, because outside of the Capcom Artworks Twitter page sharing images of this, I didn't see anyone talking about this ever. So let me know if you even knew about this, or if you were specifically searching for it and found my video that way. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Thanks for being interested in this thing that I'm interested in, and I will see all of you guys later. So bye for now.